Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football and welcome back to another live show on the Alice Talks Football channel. Second upload today. How do you guys feel about having a video around 12 o'clock that's short and a live stream in the evening? Let me know. When summer comes, when the transfer window opens, my aim is to do like 11, 12 o'clock upload in the morning. Well, I don't know where or whatever time where you live, but the morning where I live, and then a live stream in the evening. Let me know if that's your kind of thing. But let's get into the show. Smash a like, obviously subscribe if you're new and all that. We've got lots to talk about. I will be talking about Wayne Rooney's comments on Cristiano Ronaldo. We will be talking about ERIK Tennogg, all the latest on Tennogg situation. Fabrizio Romano went on 5, which is I believe is Rio Ferdinand's show, and gave some exclusive information on ERIK Tennogg, which I've got the quotes from on here. We've got some news on Ruben Neves, some news on KALVIN PHILLIPS. We've got quite a fair bit to talk about. We'll be talking about play. We've got a tier list to do, actually. I've got a very, very exciting tier list to do towards the end of the video that I've made. And you guys can come do the tier list along with me. Towards the end of the video, if you can see on my screen, I've also made this like tier list. Get off my screen. We're going to do this towards the end of the video as well. But I want to get into the news from Fabrizio Romano. I want to get into the news that's come out today, obviously, and just we've got quite a fair bit to talk about. Also, Manchester City could be in trouble. I mean, what a week it would be if United appoint Tennogg and Manchester City get in trouble. And also news reports saying that Poch is flabbergasted that he wasn't chosen as well. A little bit of banter and all of that. I know West Ham are on right now, but I believe it will probably be half time about now. Big up West Ham. I do want West Ham to win the Europa League. Come on, West Ham. Yeah, I'm supporting West Ham in the Europa League. I always want like the English clubs to do well, apart from City and Liverpool, because fuck them. Benzema, best player in the world right now as well. We'll talk about the Champions League later, but you guys want to know the news. Just like stop waffling, Alice, and let's get into it. Loads and loads to talk about. So the main story that broke from Fabrizio Romano is that ERIK Tennogg approved Bruno Fernandes. Romano is, there's a lot of people saying, there are people on Twitter that were speculating, Tennogg won't want Bruno, he gives the ball away, you can't play possession-based football with Bruno. There's a lot of fans speculating the future of Bruno Fernandes under Tennogg, and Romano said that, Bruno Fernandes was approved by Tennogg. He's sure that Tennogg's okay with Bruno getting a new contract. And Romano's spoken about Luke Shaw getting a new contract, and Luke Shaw and Bruno Fernandes are actually players that ERIK Tennogg apparently approves of. Now, the situation going on with ERIK Tennogg is before ERIK Tennogg agrees to officially join Manchester United, ERIK Tennogg wants to know that he's going to have a say in ins, outs, new contracts, transfers. ERIK Tennogg wants to join, but he needs to make sure that he's going to be allowed a say and he's going to have a say. And, if Luke Shaw is getting a contract and Bruno's getting a contract and ERIK Tennogg is joining, that would mean that ERIK Tennogg's had a say and he's okay with that. And a lot of people were skeptical, we won't want Luke Shaw and a Bruno. I've always said I think ERIK Tennogg will want Bruno, who'll want Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw is actually quite a good attacking fullback. I know he's been a bit poor this season. I don't think Luke Shaw is as bad as our fan base is made to believe. I just think the team has been so bad that Luke Shaw's been a part of that bad team. He was very good for England the other day. And Bruno Fernandes would do a very similar role to Tadic, although Tadic does sometimes play on the wing for Ajax. I believe under Tennogg be his main creator, and it seems that Bruno and Luke Shaw are going to be approved by ERIK Tennogg at Manchester United. And we're going to get into a tier list. We're getting into a tier list later in the show, which I want your guys' input on, of players I believe that will be getting a chance under ERIK Tennogg and all of that. Alice, do you think Ralf Rangnick will leave? Good question by Noah in the chat. We will be talking about potentially Ralf Rangnick leaving, and Paul said Noah, Tennogg is definitely coming. Look, Tennogg isn't 100% done, but the situation with Tennogg is it's basically happening. It's, with Manchester United, I understand why fans won't believe Tennogg has come in till he's been announced, because, with Man United, you can't believe it till you see it. But basically, the situation with Tennogg is Man United have agreed to get Tennogg. Tennogg's agreed to join United. We just got to go to Ajax and figure out this compensation fee and all of that, which is only 1.8 million. And Tier 1 and really reliable journalists have said, United won't have an issue sorting out Tennogg with Ajax. Tennogg wants to come. We've chosen Tennogg, bish, bash, bosh. We now need to sort out of Ajax. Ajax will let him go reasonably cheap. Ajax are not going to have a problem with that. That is the situation as well. Reports saying that Manchester United could be spending 200 million, as Noah Jurgens has put it in the chat as well. And Bruno will fit under Tennogg. People are just blind to see it, says Raphael. Absolutely spot on. And I think Luke Shaw will get a chance under Tennogg. I tweeted this earlier. I really, really do. And this was before the Luke Shaw breaking contract news. Clark Kent says bring in Anthony, Tchouameni, Neves and Timber. I'd absolutely love that. That would be an absolutely brilliant transfer winner. But, as Gaz said, it's hard to trust the board as well. We will be talking about Neves. We will be talking about KALVIN PHILLIPS. The names that have been linked to Manchester United in the last week have been Antony, Ruben Neves, Jurriën Timber, KALVIN PHILLIPS, Declan Rice, Christian Eriksen, and Harry Kane, and Tchouaméni. They have been all the names linked to Manchester United. Lots of reliable journalists are saying that, Antony and Timber would be players that Erik ten Hag would potentially like to bring from Ajax. We're talking about United admiring KALVIN PHILLIPS. However, Jonathan Schrager said that the KALVIN PHILLIPS story isn't true. KALVIN PHILLIPS would never join United. He hates United. And Samuel Luckhurst is saying United are advancing on KALVIN PHILLIPS. So that's a whole situation in itself. But what's he called? I think it was James Ducker. I think it was James Ducker that said this. Or was it? I think it was James Ducker that said this, but I could be wrong. He said that Manchester United have identified that a striker and 2 midfielders are their priority come the transfer window. For me, I would like Boubacar Kamara and Tchouaméni as the 2 midfielders. I would like or Neves, but I'm thinking Kamara will be free, Tchouaméni 50 million. I think that would be absolutely brilliant. And then there's maybe the attacker, maybe it's the striker, ideally NUNEZ. But personally, myself, I don't think that's going to happen. And Samuel Luckhurst said that Manchester United will be expecting up to 4 signings. And United, because there's going to be 5 players 100% leaving Manchester United and potentially 10 players on the way out, 10 players could leave United. We're expected to have a budget of 200 million that could be spent on 4 key signings for Erik ten Hag. There's 100 people watching, guys, so make sure you smash that like button. Let's see if we can get 200 likes by the end of the live stream. And look, if you're not subscribed to Alice Talks Football, please do subscribe down below if you're new. If you're watching Europa League games, who are you rooting to win the Europa League? I'm rooting for West Ham to win the Europa League. And I would like Benfica to win the Champions League, but that's not going to happen. I can't have Villarreal winning the Champions League. I don't like them. So I'll go, do I want Real Madrid to win the Champions League? Maybe Bayern Munich, but let me know who you're rooting in those. Fuck the Champions League. It's a shit tournament. Unless we get top 4, then it's a good tournament. Nah, I'm kidding. Look, I think United are going to finish in the Champions League, but Arsenal losing 3-0. Ooh. And Chelsea have fallen off the rails. I said this. This whole Ricketts shit with Chelsea is mind games. This Ricketts shit with Chelsea is mind games. Chelsea are going to fall off the rails. I think Chelsea could miss out on top 4. I say this now. People say you're just jumping on a trend. They've had 2 bad games. This Ricketts stuff is messing with Chelsea. I think they could fall off the rails. And talking to teams that have fallen off the rails, Manchester City caught cheating again. The thing is, Manchester City cheat. We all know Manchester City cheat. We all know that Manchester City make out that they generate more than they do so they can break financial fair play. We all know it. But Man City will never get convicted of it. I tell you this now, all these reports of City cheating, they'll never be convicted of it because they've got too much money, too much power. They can just cover it up. It was a big report that Manchester City are under investigation over alleged payments to Roberto Mancini and underage players that they've been hiding, as well as over sponsorship deals signed by the club. Die Spiegel has claimed after publishing a bombshell of new accusations against them. City in the mud, City in the mud. Smash a like if you want Glazers gone and City in League 2. Never gonna happen, but if you smash a like, it might. No, I'm joking as well. Get well soon, Van Gaal was Paul mentions in the chat, really sad about what happened with Louis Van Gaal. Hopefully he gets well, so hopefully it's okay. And I want to say one thing, and this really pissed me off. This is why sometimes I hate Twitter. Marcus Rashford does a nice post to Louis Van Gaal, and he goes, "Get well soon, boss." Blah 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 blah. Marcus Rashford loved Louis Van Gaal. Louis Van Gaal gave Rashford a chance. And the replies are like, "Stop doing it for PR." It's not doing that for PR. He can't message Van Gaal. He's not on social media. People are saying, "Oh, Rashford," and people were like abusing Rashford in the comments. Look, if Rashford has a shit game, criticize him. If Rashford posts a picture, winning team in training, you know what? In the comments go, "Well, hopefully you'll be the winning team in the pitch," and criticize the performance. But Rashford does not deserve abuse. And on a post like that, a tribute to Van Gaal, I don't quite get why United fans were personally just kind of abusing Marcus Rashford for that. For me, not on. I hate Man City. I do as well. And Liverpool getting new signing Carvalho. Liverpool are always on it with new signings, and they always get the right new signings. It really annoys me. Saeed says that Tchouaméni, Neves, Mazuri, and Timber would be perfect but difficult to sign. I agree. And all of that. And I went to PSG beat Man United next season in the finals this season, and FC Barcelona will make the final season in the summer. I want to see, talking to Barcelona, I do want to see West Ham win because I'd love West Ham versus Barcelona. Either way, guys, if we get West Ham versus Barcelona in Europa League semi-final, for me, that is more exciting than the Champions League. I don't know why. I really enjoy watching Barcelona, and I'm rooting for West Ham. So I will do a watch-along if West Ham do end up beating Lyon on my other channel and all of that. But let me get into news and all of that as well, because we've got lots and lots of them come out. We're going to get into the Fabrizio Romano news to start with. And all of that. Man City are over at Luton Town. Talking of Luton Town, they could be in the Premier League. Have you seen their stadium? Shithole. Tell you what, imagine United players in Luton. Nah, I can't see it. I won't lie to you, but let me get into the news and all of that. Alice, if Tennogg approved Bruno's contract, the deal must have been done 2 weeks ago. I think the deal with Tennogg is basically done in principle, but I think, you know, to respect Ajax and all of that, I think you can't officially do it until a certain say. And apparently Manchester United wouldn't plan to announce it until after Ajax's season is up and all of that as well. But Alice, we need to fully stand behind Tennogg, because if we lose 2 games in a row, our ex-players will say Poch will have won these games. You know what? It's going to really annoy me when Tennogg, you know, like Jurgen Klopp did not have the best first season at Jurgen Klopp didn't have the best first season at Liverpool, and Pep Guardiola didn't have the best first season at Manchester City. You look at Klopp, you look at Pep, their first seasons weren't that good. I don't expect Ten Hag to produce miracles in his first season, but there'll be ex-players that will go, oh, he's at the wheel, that'll be saying, oh, Ten Hag's not the man, I told you should have got Poch, I told you should have got Poch. Give Ten Hag time. Give Ten Hag backing. Let Ten Hag recruit who he wants, sell who he wants. Give Ten Hag the freedom, and Ten Hag will succeed. Do what Liverpool did with Klopp. Do what City did with Pep with Ten Hag, because Liverpool would get Ten Hag. City would get Ten Hag. I tell you that now. Do what they did with Ten Hag, and maybe we'll succeed. But I tell you what, when the ex-players are saying after Ten Hag loses 2 games, Poch would have won that. It's a disgrace. And Gary Neville goes, you know, I always said they should have got Poch. Ten Hag's not experienced. Fuck off. Ten Hag has won way more than Poch, just because Poch has got Prem experience. PSG don't want Poch. But let's get into the transfer news. Let's get into everything we need to know. Erik Ten Hag is getting closer and closer to becoming Manchester United manager. It's not a done deal yet, but it's very, very close, and they're discussing the final details, just like what would Erik Ten Hag's power and transfers be, etc., said Fabrizio Romano. Fabrizio Romano said that Erik Ten Hag, as expected, has approved of Bruno Fernandes, confirming Ten Hag approves of Bruno, and also Ten Hag wouldn't probably have an issue with Luke Shaw getting a new contract as well. So Ten Hag seems to be approving of Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw, and a lot of people might be surprised by that. And obviously Fabrizio Romano said that the deal for Ten Hag to Manchester United is more than close. When Romano says more than close, he's basically saying it's 99% going to happen, but he can't say here we go in case that 1% happens and it doesn't happen. That's sort of what it means by it. Now, the interesting story, the story that might interest some of you guys, is Donny van der Beek. Donny van der Beek. No. Now, Donny's at Everton. Oh my God, Everton is shit. But I tell you what, Everton are so shit that United are going to give them some points. I tell you this now, we're going to give Everton some points. But Donny van der Beek's at Everton. Poor God, bless his soul. Why didn't he go to Palace? But we know he'll be thriving and loving it when Erik Ten Hag comes back. And the Sun, yes, I know the Sun, but Daniel Cutch from the Sun, not the worst journalist in the world, did say Donny van der Beek is set to get a second chance at Manchester United if Erik Ten Hag is named their manager. Well, Erik Ten Hag is going to be named their manager. That means Donny's going to get a second chance. With Pogba leaving and Ten Hag coming in, it's just it's basically writing water as well. Ten Hag likes Donny. Pogba's leaving. Knowing United, they won't replace Pogba. So saying Donny's going to get a chance is like saying water is wet. I think that's 100% true. Also, Romano spoke about players that would be wanted at Manchester United, and he said Jurrien Timber from Ajax is one of the names Manchester United are watching. Now, there's been a lot of news about Ten Hag wanting to bring Timber and Anthony, and Romano himself has confirmed that we are actually looking at Jurrien Timber. And also, you know, Manchester United have been linked with quite a few names. You know, there was the Robin van Persie links, there was the Steve McClaren links, there was that guy that was at Man United when I was really young. Oh, fucking, what is his name? Rennie Millerstein. Probably didn't say that right. We've been linked to Rennie Millerstein, Robin van Persie, and Steve McClaren to be Erik Ten Hag's assistant. And Fabrizio Romano said on 5 Rio Ferdinand's channel, I believe, he said that Steve McClaren seems to be the most concrete name for Erik Ten Hag's Manchester United assistant, but at the moment nothing is decided. So between Van Persie, Millerstein, and McClaren seems to be winning the race. I don't think Steve McClaren's the best manager in the world, you know. But as an assistant, I don't really have a big issue with it, as long as it's who Ten Hag wants. I don't want Ten Hag having to get him because he has Premier League experience. I want Ten Hag bringing in the person that he wants. Paul's put in the chat, Donny is 3. Guys, smash a like if you're happy that Donny van der Beek will finally be free. Imagine though, if Donny gets benched for Scott McTominay under Ten Hag. Imagine the scenes on Twitter if Donny's on the bench and Scott McTominay started under Ten Hag. I'd absolutely go mental. I think we all would go mental on Twitter. Ten Hag will love Van der Beek, as Gaz says. And Alice, would you see Hannibal playing next season? I do see Hannibal playing for Manchester United next season. I really, really do see Hannibal playing for United next season. When I get into the series, I'll explain why. But Hannibal's going to be featuring at the World Cup. and the World Cup is like halfway through the season, and maybe Hannibal won't get chances at the start. Maybe he'll get games in an FA Cup, in a Carabao Cup game at the start. But I think when Tennogg watches Hannibal at the World Cup, which is the highest level of football, playing against the highest level of teams, I'm not even 100% sure who's in Tunisia's group. Tunisia World Cup group. I think they're in the group with Netherlands and Senegal. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tunisia in the group with Netherlands. I don't know if Tunisia in the group with Netherlands and Senegal. But what I'm saying is Hannibal Mesbury will be playing at the World Cup, and you know, Erik Tennogg might watch Mesbury play at the World Cup and go, well, Pogba's gone. Scott McTominay's a bit crap. Freddie's okay. Matic is dead. We've got Van der Beek, we've got Bruno. Oh, let's give Mesbury a chance because he's an absolute baller. And I will get into my tier list in a second, but I believe that Mesbury will get a chance 100%. Fabrizio Romano also said this, what I think is really, really interesting. Romano said that Ralf Rangnick has been very important in the choice for manager. We heard rumours about his future, but he was suggesting / approving Tennogg for a long time. He was pushing for him. We've had reports that the board is just completely ignoring Ralf Rangnick. There's been a lot of reports going on that Ralf Rangnick is set to leave Manchester United. We're not going to give him the power he wants. We know we promised Ralf Rangnick a consultancy role, but apparently giving Ralf Rangnick a consultancy role was all for PR. We've heard all these reports that United were just going to be like, fuck off, Rangnick, you can't have any power. We're going to listen to Fletcher because he's an ex-player. We know you've done brilliant things, Rangnick. We know you've done absolutely brilliant things. We know that you found Kimmich and Haaland and you've rebuilt clubs amazingly. But Darren Fletcher is an ex-club legend. So that is why he's technical director and you'll only be an advisor. And there was all of these stories that, Ralf Rangnick wasn't happy about this and that he was going to be pushed out. Romano was saying that Ralf Rangnick had been very important in the choice for the next manager, which is contradicting other reports that they were ignoring Ralf Rangnick. And a lot of sources were suggesting that Ralf Rangnick would walk out of Manchester United after being ignored by the board. And Fabrizio Romano is sort of suggesting that that is not the case at the moment as well. Guys, please do smash a like on the video. Ubana, probably not how you say your name, has said that Fred has been balling. I agree. I think Fred has been very, very good lately. And they're in Tunisia in a group with not Senegal, in a group with Denmark and France. Thank you for that. Guys, we're on 95 likes. Can we get 5 more likes for 100 likes? Do smash that like button. And of course, if you are new, please do subscribe to Alice Talks Football on the road to 32,000 subscribers. So it would be absolutely amazing if you could subscribe to the channel. I will be live tomorrow night for a Manchester United versus Everton match preview. And I will also be live on Saturday for a Manchester United versus Everton watch along, followed by a Manchester United versus Everton match reaction. So please do subscribe for that if you're new. It'd be very appreciated. Fabrizio Romano also said that Jurriën Timber is something that Manchester United are looking at. We're also monitoring Akanji from Dortmund, and we're looking at a centre-back in KALVIN PHILLIPS. Now, actually, I don't know if that was Fabrizio Romano that said that, but I think it was Romano that said that. But again, the Sun also said that Erik Tennogg still has Donny van de Beek in high regards, and he believes that Donny will suit his play style. So that's good that Donny is rated. And then Romano spoke about Robin van Persie. He said that Robin van Persie is definitely a possibility to be Manchester United's, backroom staff under Tennogg. But before United can organise Van Persie and all of that, we obviously would need to get Tennogg's contract done first. And then Laurie Whitwell, tier 1 journalist, gets information straight from Manchester United. Brilliant journalist, Laurie Whitwell. He said that Mauricio Pochettino had major support from people at Manchester United to the extent in February, March, where everyone believed that Poch was going to be the next manager, but Ten Hag's recently won the race. And a lot of reports are suggesting that the fact that other managers wanted Ten Hag and the fact that PSG seemed to be happily getting rid of Poch and the fact that Poch wasn't doing well at PSG and the fact that Rangnick was pushing for Ten Hag ultimately is why United have chosen Ten Hag over Pochettino, which is good. We will talk about Manchester City being investigated later in the channel. Hopefully they get fucked up the arse, Man City, fuck them. And we also will be talking about Wayne Rooney's comments. Wayne Rooney made some comments about Ronaldo, saying that he doesn't offer enough at Manchester United. And I think they were harsh, but almost fair comments in a way. I think Ronaldo's not solved any problems at United, but he's not caused problems at United. But I think if Ronaldo doesn't get service, what does he offer? However, we are so lucky to have Ronaldo, with Cavani being at the boxing, Greenwood being in prison, and Martial fucking off in Spain. We're so lucky we have Ronaldo this season that I don't think anyone can complain about Ronaldo. The guy's got 20 goal involvements at 37 in the hardest league in the world in an unsustainable system with shit players around him but no service. I think Ronaldo's doing brilliant. But Ronaldo actually hit back at Wayne Rooney on those comments. Ronaldo said to Wayne Rooney, he said, "Oh, jealous or something," and Wayne Rooney's replied to Ronaldo saying, "There's probably not a football player on the planet who isn't jealous of Cristiano Ronaldo. The career he's had, the trophies he's won, the money he's earned, his six-pack, his body. I think every player bar Lionel Messi is jealous of Ronaldo." And that's a fair comment from Mr. Wayne Rooney. A little bit of jealousy there. Drink some water. You talk consistently for 15 minutes. I will drink some water in a second, as Danny Drinkwater would say. Hello from Ireland, says Matthew. Big up everybody in Ireland. Do let me know down below where you're watching from. And Steve says only 3 points as a must, even though top 4 is unlikely. At least put pressure on the teams to see how they handle it, especially Arsenal. Arsenal could bottle it. Chelsea, I believe Chelsea could bottle it. Chelsea are absolutely muddied at the moment. But guys, what I have done, and I want to show you this, is I've made a cheeky tier list. Okay, I ignore the ads; they're annoying. But I've done this. I've got every single Manchester United player. And I don't know how well you can see that. Can you see that okay on your screen? This freaking ad on the side is so annoying. But what I'm going to do in a second is I've done a tier list. I've said of what's going to happen to players under Tennogg. So at the top, these will be players that will be starting under Tennogg. They're definitely in his plans. The second tier will be people that will definitely be involved under Tennogg, will be in the plans for now, but if they're not good enough long term, will be gone. The third tier will be people that get a chance. The fourth tier will be people that have gone long term. They might stick around for the next 2 seasons, but long term they won't suit. The next tier is people that will be gone in the summer, and the tier after will be a loan tier. So I will get into that in just a second. Oh, we'll do that. This just freaking advert on the side is really, really annoying me, though. I don't know if it's annoying you, but it definitely is annoying me as well. And also, guys, Ralf Rangnick is a big fan of ERIK Tennogg, as Romano confirmed. Romano has also confirmed that Manchester United are in discussion to, get a contract extension for Luke Shaw, which could be approved by Tennogg, suggesting that Tennogg approves of Bruno and Luke Shaw. And Transfer Dan has said that ERIK Tennogg has asked for total control of Manchester United and has been obliged, and that Manchester United are more than willing to give ERIK Tennogg total control. And apparently, I don't know if this is true, but apparently Tennogg criticised Ralf Rangnick for loaning out Martial. I don't know if that's true. I just saw it on Twitter, so do not hold that to me. However, I think Martial is going to be involved next season. I just think with the lack of strikers at United, Ronaldo not suiting his style, Cavani's gone, Greenwood's realistically not coming back. I think this will be a one last chance for Martial, one last chance for Rashford, and potentially a time for Donny van der Beek to prove himself and all of that. People watching from Andorra, people watching from Glasgow, people watching from London, people watching from India. Do let me know where you're watching from down below. But first of all, guys, please do smash a like on the video if you have not already. Subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates, and more, please do subscribe to my channel for daily United news. We are 70 subscribers away from 31.6k. I want to hit 32k by the 15th of April, which is a bit ambitious. That's a week to gain 400 subscribers, but I'm pushing. I'm ambitious. So do subscribe if you're new, because tomorrow night we're doing an Everton versus Manchester United match preview live. Saturday, a Manchester United versus Everton watch along, and a match reaction. And then Sunday, more news, more gossip. And I've got some really cool content coming out. We're going to be doing another tier list next week, which is going to be ERIK Ten Hag's transfer targets. And in my tier list next week, we're going to go through every single one of ERIK Ten Hag or Manchester United's transfer targets and rate them in a scale of 1 to 10 as, is this a good target to have? Is it a bad target to have? And all of that. Martial was our best signing since 2018. I don't think Martial's been a bad signing, but he's had 2 good seasons, 3 mess seasons. Paul is watching in Wales, people watching in Rome, people obviously watching in Manchester, South Africa, Netherlands, US, Mauritius. It's crazy how global the United fan base is, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. But into the tier list. Guys, do you prefer me doing the tier list like this? I'm sorry about this fucking... Can I get rid of this ad? Can I... Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Can we get rid of this one as well? Oh, isn't that a lot nicer now? Do you prefer it like this, or do you prefer it like this? Me in the corner, me on the side. Me in the corner, me on the side. Do let me know in the chat as well, but smash that like button, subscribe down below. Let's get into the tier list, because I have been waffling. Diego Tallow. This first player is Mr. Diego Tallow. What's going to happen to Tallow under ERIK Ten Hag? Will Tallow be involved under Ten Hag? And I'm going to put Diego Tallow in plans for now. I think Tallow has actually been quite impressive under Ralf Rangnick. I think he's clearly improved under Ralf Rangnick and been one of our best players under Ralf Rangnick. He is our first choice right back. Tallow, I believe, is only 21, so he's still very, very young. I think people almost talk about Tallow as if he's attacking right back. I actually think Tallow is better defensively at the moment than he is going forward. I think he needs to work on his crosses. The reason I put Tallow in the plans for now is I think that he will be in the plans for now. I think he will be Ten Hag starting right back. But I think if Tallow doesn't improve or doesn't hit his potential, I think long term we'd be looking at a Lamptey or someone else to come in and replace him. But I would put Diego Tallow in Manchester United's plans for now. I think he would be Ten Hag starting right back until Ten Hag addresses that. Because I think if Tallow is good next season under Ten Hag, he could become, our long-term right back, because he is 22. I think he's been good under Rangnick. If he reaches the level that he could reach, he could be good enough to be our starting right back. Rafael Varane will be in the plans. Rafael Varane will be the first choice centre back and starter under ERIK Tennogg. ERIK Tennogg likes defenders that heavily rely on pace because, as we know, ERIK Tennogg's fullbacks almost turn into wingers, which is why I'm a little bit concerned about Tallow under Tennogg because he likes his fullbacks to essentially be wingers. And I wouldn't say Tallow's crossing's the best, but he likes mobile centre backs because they often get caught on the break. Ajax with a lot of pace, and we know that Rafael Varane is very, very mobile. So I'd put Rafael Varane in. I put Rafael Varane in this category here of I think Rafael Varane will be involved. I think he will be a starter under ERIK Tennogg. I think Rafael Varane starter. I think Tallow is definitely in the plans for now. Paul Popper is gone in the summer. There is potential for Paul Popper to sign a new deal. Maybe he likes Tennogg. Maybe he likes the project. I don't see it happening. I think if Paul Popper signed a new deal, he'd be in the plans for now. But I think realistically, we can all agree that Paul Popper is going. And I think Fred is in the plans for now. I think that Fred has actually been our best player under RALF Rangnick. I think that Fred hasn't been too bad. I think, Mook Fred is shit. Fred on his own is okay. Like Fred when he, Mook Fred is shit. Fred as a CDM is shit. But Fred when he's played in that advanced 8 role that he's done quite regularly under RALF Rangnick, I think has been very, very impressive. And all of that. So I do think that Fred will be in Rangnick's plans for now. I think long term when long term when Ten Hag gets all the midfielders in that he wants, I think Fred would turn into a bench player. Fred is like 30, but I think Fred will be in the plans next season. And I think eventually as he ages and as we get more midfielders in, he'll be squeezed out. But I think Fred will stick around. I think Fred is way more suited to Ten Hag's style of football than Scott McTominay. So I can definitely see Fred in the plans. Only 72 likes, needs to get 100 likes, guys. We're going for 300 likes by the end of the live stream. So if you are new, please do subscribe to Alice Talks Football. It only takes 30 seconds to subscribe. It takes 5 seconds to subscribe. So please do. I do daily Manchester United content on the channel. If I'm new on your screen, you never seen me before, I go live every single evening giving you all the latest Manchester United news, updates, more, interact with you guys, do watch longs, match reactions, match previews, transfer news and stuff. So please do subscribe. It means a lot. You don't have to, but at least hit that like button. We're going for 300 likes. Bruno Fernandes is in the plans. Romano's even confirmed that Bruno Fernandes will be in ERIK Tennogg's plans. Fabrizio Romano said that ERIK Tennogg would approve of Bruno getting a new contract. Bruno getting a new contract. We know that Bruno Fernandes is clearly in ERIK Tennogg's plans, and a lot of people did question it, but yeah, that's fine and all of that. Let me know if you would change any of these players. Obviously, people, would you put Tallow or Fred in another category? Do let me know down below if there's anything that you would change. People said that Varane is too injury prone. That is the frustrating thing with Rafael Varane. I absolutely love Rafael Varane, but he does seem to be a little bit too injury prone at the moment. And Nemanja Matic is gone in the summer. I mean, Matic might stick around for another season, but the fact that I think Matic is honestly like our best midfielder. This is the thing, when we have our best games when Matic plays, which means he could stick around for another season. But I just think get a new CDM, wash Matic out. I think that Matic will be gone in the summer. Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay is a player where it's make or break for Scott McTominay under ERIK Ten Hag. I think absolutely make or break. Scott McTominay, a bit like Marcus Rashford. He has a season to prove himself under Ten Hag, and if he's not Ten Hag's style of player, he will be 26. He will be gone. Fred, I think, suits Ten Hag's style of play. We can see that Fred is a very good presser. I think Fred is fine under ERIK Ten Hag's style of play. I think Scott McTominay could struggle under Ten Hag. Ideally, we know United are getting a CDM in the summer, and we know that Scott McTominay isn't a CDM. And if you look at Scott McTominay's games, where he's been very, very good, because Scott McTominay has about 10 poor games, then 1 absolute masterclass. All of Scott McTominay's very good games have been where he's been in that more advanced role, and maybe a CDM coming in the summer would actually mean that we unlock the best out of Scott McTominay next season. However, I don't think he's suited to ERIK Ten Hag's style of football. I don't think he's as good as fans believe. I think it's because he's British, because he's an academy player. I know all the managers like him, but I'm going to put McTominay in gone long term. I think because he's McTominay, he will be a good bench player. He will be vital. I can't see McTominay here in 3 years being or at least being a starter under Ten Hag in 3 years. I think that maybe McTominay will get a chance, but I don't see him really in the plans. I think that he will be around next season, but I think long term he could be gone. Now, here's an exciting player, the one that we're going to be talking about, Hannibal Mesbury. As I said earlier, Hannibal Mesbury will be at the World Cup, so we will see him play some football at the highest level. Hannibal Mesbury is already getting onto the Manchester United bench. I think he's got a bit of minutes in the FA Cup. We know ERIK Ten Hag has got a very, very good reputation of developing youth. ERIK Ten Hag, loves to bring youth through. We've seen him do it at Ajax. Hannibal Mesbury is a very technically gifted player, which suits ERIK Ten Hag's style of play. Mesbury's, highly regarded. He's training with the first team. Hannibal Mesbury, I guarantee you he's going to get a chance under Erik ten Hag. I guarantee you he will play some games next season under Erik ten Hag, without a doubt. Lingard is gone in the summer. Mata is gone in the summer. And obviously, guys, this is the one where, you know, a lot of people will debate this. David De Gea, what's going to happen to him? Craig says McTominay to Burnley. I think McTominay is a Burnley player, to be fair. Ryan Gravenberch for Pogba. He is going to Bayern Munich, I believe. McTominay is worse than Pogba, says Greasy. Well, yeah, obviously. Glazer's out. I do agree with Glazer's out. And with the UCL being in November, match day 6 reminds me of last season when Man United played every week in the UCL because of COVID with late start. Glad COVID is over. Big up. Yeah, I'm so glad COVID is over and all of that. But back onto the tier list. Let me know your thoughts on the tier list in the chat. I will be reading out the chat and all of that. Also, please do hit that like button, guys, if you have not already. We've got 350 people watching, and I'm asking for 300 likes. So, you know, if you hit that like button, it'd be cool. It just helps out the channel. That's all. And, you know, also, do subscribe if you need. It costs nothing to subscribe. Would be amazing if you could subscribe, but you don't have to. David De Gea, I'm going to be honest with you. I like David De Gea. I think David De Gea is our best goalkeeper. David De Gea will not survive under Erik ten Hag. He's not that keeper under ten Hag. His distribution isn't good enough. He's glued to life. He's not a modern goalkeeper. However, Manchester United have got so many problems that David De Gea is the least of our problems at the moment. We need, you know, there's 6 or 7 more priorities than David De Gea right now. That I think long-term De Gea will be gone under ten Hag. I think De Gea has been our best player this season. I think De Gea has been brilliant this season. But long-term, I cannot see David De Gea surviving under ten Hag. I think he'll be around next season because we've got way bigger problems. And he's been absolutely brilliant this season. But long-term, yeah, David De Gea won't last under ten Hag. He's just not that kind of goalkeeper. Pellistri I can see going out on loan, but I want to see Pellistri have a good Premier League loan. Edison Cavani is obviously gone in the summer. Good riddance, man. All he wants to do is watch the boxing and be in hospital. I swear that guy is always injured. Marcus Rashford, Mr. Marcus Rashford. I really like Marcus Rashford. I still believe there's a top player with Marcus Rashford. We saw how good he was 2 years ago. I think Ollie absolutely ran Marcus Rashford to the grounds. Rashford is suffering poor confidence. He's been rammed to the ground by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's got to adapt to a totally new style of play. You know, under Ollie, Manchester United played the most dull, depressing, boring football ever with no IQ. Whereas now, when Ten Hag's coming and Rangnick's coming in, you know, Rashford's got to use his head. I think Rashford's almost now a year or 2 behind because of the lack of development under Ollie. I still believe there's a top player in Marcus Rashford, and because he's only 23, 24, I think you can put Marcus Rashford in the will get a chance category under Ten Hag. I think this summer will be make or break for Marcus Rashford. This season, next season. I think he will get a season under Ten Hag. And if he can find his form back, if he can start hitting the numbers, if he can start performing well under Ten Hag, I think he'll be fine. But if he plays like he is playing right now next season, I think he'll be gone next summer. I think it's his make or break season under Ten Hag. I still believe the player in Rashford is still young. I think he'll be given a chance. Alanga, again, I think will be given a chance under Ten Hag. A very hard worker. I think Ten Hag will admire him. Long term, I don't think Alanga will have the quality to be good enough to play for United, but he's got the work rate. And Ten Hag, you know, Ten Hag's style of football is very demanding. And one thing that Ten Hag expects from all of his players is to work well together and work their heart out and run around a lot and do their defensive duties. And we know that Alanga offers that. Shulairi, I think that he will go on loan. He could be in the get a chance under Ten Hag, but I just think with the competition around his positions that Shulairi would get on loan. I just think Hannibal Mesbury is just, and James Garner's a lot higher than Shulairi. Same with Ahmad and same with Alanga. Jadon Sancho will be a starter under Erik ten Hag. He will very much suit Erik ten Hag's style of play. We know that Ten Hag does admire Jadon Sancho. We know Ten Hag's a big watcher of the Bundesliga. He said himself. I think that Jadon Sancho will be a confirmed starter under Erik ten Hag. 10-man West Ham, 1-0 in. West Ham winning 1-0, but they're down to 10 men. Come on, West Ham. Cristiano Ronaldo. A lot of people have been saying this. What's going to happen to Cristiano Ronaldo under Erik ten Hag? You know, I don't think that Ronaldo is an Erik ten Hag style of player. Well, in fact, we all know that Ronaldo is not an Erik ten Hag style of player. However, Cristiano Ronaldo is Cristiano Ronaldo. If he sticks around for a season, he will be involved in the squad. He's 37. He can't be in the long-term plans. I think Ronaldo will be in the plans for now. I think Ronaldo will be used next season if he stays, but I think he'll be sold the season after. It has been reported that Ronaldo would see out his contract at Manchester United. So I'm going to put Ronaldo in the plans for now. He's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's one of the, despite him being 37, he's one of the least of the problems at this club. We've got so many moaners, so many players that aren't good enough. Anthony Martial, guys, for me, will get a chance. I'm actually, for real, I think Anthony Martial was in the plans. I know United want to get in a striker, but Cavani's gone, Greenwood's gone, Ronaldo could be going. We're going to have to use Anthony Martial. I know he's not been impressive at Sevilla, but with his wages, I just can't see us being able to sell him. I think that he is a player that would suit Ten Hag ball. I think, you know, the reason I put Marcus Rashford in will get a chance and Martial on the plans for now is that I think Martial is actually more technically gifted and more suited to Ten Hag ball. That I could see Martial definitely getting a chance. To be fair, and I think again, Martial, you could put him get a chance. You could put Martial in plans for now, or you could put Martial in gone long term. But I believe that, you know, Martial will be playing for Manchester United. Jared Bowen has put West Ham 1-0 up, so big up 1-0. Miles said that guys don't overreact. Remember when Ralph was announced as Manchester United interim coach, but all super happy, talking about his play style, and it ended shy. Yeah, but you know, we all got excited over Rangnick, but I got excited over Rangnick getting the consultancy role rather as manager. I said with Ralph Rangnick, because his style of play is so different to Ollie's, that I think long term you'd see a brilliant change of the Ralph Rangnick, but short term, Ralph Rangnick isn't known for doing short term things. Now, I tell you this now. Klopp's first season at Liverpool was average. Pep's first season at Man City was average. It wasn't good. I think Tennogg's first season at United is going to be average. And I really, really hope that fans don't start slating Tennogg and saying Tennogg up because his first season's average. What Tennogg needs is time. I think Tennogg's first season is about getting the players used to his play style, knowing what players can suit it and knowing what players can't. Tennogg's probably going to have an average first season where, you know, it's not brilliant, but he's trying to implement what he can do. And Tennogg's style of play is so different to what the players are used to. I mean, our players are struggling under Ralph Rangnick's style of play. You've got to remember that. And Tennogg's style of play is so different. So I'm going to put Martial on the plans for now. I'm going to put Donny as the starter. Will Donny be a starter or not? We'll have to wait and see. But we know Tennogg knows Donny. I know he hasn't been brilliant, but that isn't all his fault. He is at Everton as well. We were crap. I think you're pretty confident. The Sun have said it. Donny will be playing under ERIK Tennogg, you know. I think Amad Diallo will go out on loan again. I could see Tennogg even giving him a chance if he sticks around. I think he's a player that is technical. I think when we need a right... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put Amad Diallo and we'll get a chance, not loan, because United do need a right winger, and I think Tennogg would potentially be the manager to get the best out of Amad Diallo as well. Dean Henderson, for me, goes and get a chance. I think he is more suited to Tennogg's style of play than De Gea, so he's definitely going to get a chance. But Dean Henderson's either gone this summer or he gets a chance. There's no debate. Dean Henderson's either first choice or he's gone in the summer. I'm going to put him in get a chance because I just don't think Tennogg will like De Gea, if you want my honest opinion. Tennogg, Ajax lost to Benfica. They did, but you know, Ajax, Benfica probably have a better squad on paper. And Ronaldo's going to the USA. There is reports that Ronaldo's going to the USA, and not sure if Donny will come back, but with Tennogg, he just does better. I think Donny will come back and play under Tennogg. I think with Pogba going, United will be short for midfielder. With Tennogg coming in, I think Donny would stay and stick around the season, most definitely. I don't think he wants to stick at Everton, especially if they get relegated. Rangers are unfortunately losing right now. And people say get Martial out, he won't track back or be part of the pressing system. I just think that Martial, when we've got a lack of strikers, could be useful because he can link up the play. And that's something that I think we struggled with this season, despite Martial not being its best. A player that I believe will get a chance and a player I'm desperate to see is James Garner. Let me just take a quick sip of water. I think James Garner is probably one of the most exciting, if not, you could argue, the most sort of exciting player coming up at Manchester United right now. I'm so excited to see what James Garner can potentially offer. I really, really enjoy watching James Garner whenever I see him play for Nottingham Forest. But, you know, James Garner obviously scored a goal the other day. He did, James Garner, for Nottingham Forest. Very good finish. You know, we saw James Garner play against Leicester, Liverpool, and Arsenal, 3 Premier League opponents, where James Garner didn't look out of place, and he was very, very good. You know, the Manchester United midfield got battered 5-0 to Liverpool, and James Garner was very stable in that midfield, and he almost got an assist. And I think James Garner is going. This is brilliant for James Garner, because not only has Tennogg got a record for developing youth players, I think James Garner is the type of player that Tennogg would take at Ajax. And I'm not saying that I know everything about Tennogg. I'm not saying that I've watched a lot of Ajax. I've watched Ajax in the European games. I've watched 2 Eredivisie games this season. That is it. But I've spoke to a lot of people at Ajax. I've watched James Garner a bit. I'm not saying that I'm an expert or anything, but I think that James Garner will be given a chance under ERIK Tennogg with the lack of CDMs, with how good he's been at Nottingham Forest. And also, Tennogg, again, is a modern style manager. Scott McTominay isn't a modern player. I think why, you know, Ollie likes him and Sir Alex likes McTominay is because he's that get stuck in old-fashioned player. But the best teams right now are playing modern football, and James Garner, you can tell, is a technically gifted modern player. He's young. We know Tennogg likes to give the youth a chance. We know that Tennogg would like a player like James Garner. We know James Garner's in a position where we'll weaken. I think that James Garner will definitely be given a chance under Tennogg, and I think James Garner could be sort of the next thing for United. I'm really excited to see what James Garner's future holds. I know we have a record of overhyping youth players. Xavier was very good in the Championship, came back, didn't make it at United. But James Garner, Hannibal Mesbury, Garnacho and Charlie McNeil, and even this Kobe guy, this young midfielder is a bit younger than the others, are just 5 players in the youth academy. I think, you know, they just give me this good feeling. And look, you know, we do overhype youth players, but this is United's best youth academy in years. LVG really focused on developing that youth academy, and I believe that James Garner will get a chance. Diego said, I think Ronaldo's son is playing for the Man United Academy. Yeah, Ronaldo and Rooney's son both play for the Man United Academy, and I think they play together. So, you know, they'll probably be beefing about what Rooney said about Ronaldo. Ronaldo's son will be like, can't believe your dad said that about my dad in training. Maybe. We'll have to see. Klopp told Garner to join Paul. You know, Klopp likes James Garner. You know, that says it all. And I will say, with Tennogg, do what Liverpool did with Klopp with Tennogg. Tennogg might not be great in his 1st season, but give Tennogg time, let him implement his play style, give Tennogg freedom of transfers, and let's see what Tennogg can do. And yeah, you know, Klopp was amazed by how good James Garner was, and so were a lot of players as well. Guys, please do hit that like button if you have not already. How many likes are we on? How many likes are we on? We're on 218 likes. Okay, we're 82 likes away from 300 likes. We've got nearly 400 people watching. So if you've not hit that like button, please do hit that like button. Can we go for 300 likes? We've basically got ERIK, Tennogg. It's a good week to be a United fan, despite dropping points to Leicester, despite being mudded. It is a good week to be a United fan. So please do smash that like button if you're happy with Tennogg. And of course, guys, you don't have to, but it'd be really appreciated if you did subscribe to my channel. If you're new and you're not subscribed to the channel, and you know you're a United fan or you like watching United content, you're welcome to subscribe to the channel. I go live every single evening on the Alice Talks Football channel, and then I do a couple short videos as well. I do about 6 live streams a week and 3 short videos a week on all the latest Manchester United news, updates, transfer news, dressing room leaks, gossip, beef, you know, all kind of talking points. I'm doing a match preview to Man U Everton tomorrow night. I'm doing a watch along to Manchester United versus Everton on Saturday, obviously, and then I will do a match reaction, my thoughts of the match after Man U versus Everton. So for daily United content, match reactions, transfer news, watch alongs, match previews, you're welcome to subscribe. You don't have to, but if you're not going to subscribe, hit that like button. Just plug in the channel. Why not as well? I really want to see Charlie McNeil break into the squad like Rashford and Greenwood did. I think Garnacho is more likely to break into the squad ahead of Charlie McNeil. Garnacho actually has been called up for 1st team training at Manchester United, which I think is really, really exciting. Obviously, I'm a big admirer of Garnacho. He's gone to Argentina on international duty. I mean, Garnacho is 17, and he was training with Ronaldo this week, and he was training with Messi last week. Like, what a life for 17-year-old Garnacho. Was with Messi last week in Argentinian training, was with Ronaldo this week in Man United training. Garnacho, this guy is just living life at the moment, and you know, fair play to Garnacho. He's such a great young baller. Next person on the tier list, because we have been waffling a little bit, is, I believe that is Ethan Laird, and I think he will go back out on loan. He actually started his loan spell in the Championship really well, and then it kind of went tits up. Same with Tennogg. I think he will go on loan. I think for defenders as well, it's so much harder to break in at a young age. Now we're talking of Garnacho. Garnacho is up on the screen. I think Garnacho will get a chance. He's already been called up to 1st team training. Garnacho, he's been insane in the youth academy. April 30th, Manchester United are in the final of the FA Youth Cup. Manchester United have not made the final of the FA Youth Cup since 2011. The last time United were in the FA Youth Cup final, Lingard and Paul Pogba were playing in the academy. This was 2011. Garnacho has been United's best player in the Youth Cup this season. He's got 8 goal contributions in 5 games. He's been absolutely insane in the academy. He got called up to Argentina, was obviously training with Messi last week. He's been called up to Manchester United 1st team, was training with Ronaldo this week. You know, Garnacho is such a great young player that I believe Tennogg will give him a chance. This guy is special. You know, Atletico Madrid were desperate to keep him and all of that as well. So I think Garnacho is just such a baller, isn't he? And I think he'll definitely be given a chance. He's so young and he's already been called up to 1st team training. I'd like to see Ralf Rangnick give him a chance, but yeah. And I think the same with Charlie McNeil. I think Charlie McNeil and Garnacho are those 2 youth academy players at Manchester United where they are really, really exciting. You know, I think we can all agree that they are really, really exciting youth players. And Charlie McNeil broke Greenwood's youth academy record. He scored, obviously, that hat-trick against Man City, kissed the badge. He scored over 600 youth goals in his career. He's an absolute poacher. I think with United needing a young striker, Charlie McNeil could slowly break through. I don't think he'll solve our issues, but long-term, he could be the man. You know, Charlie McNeil and Garnacho are smashing in the youth academy. And we do have a reputation for overhyping our youth players at United. We do. But this youth academy is so good. This is, as I said earlier, this is Manchester United's 1st Youth Cup final in 11 years. you know, there's 5 or 6 stars in that youth academy that I think, you know, it's the best youth academy we've had in recent years, because Man United have really focused on development of the youth academy these last few years. And, you know, Charlie McNeil, Garnacho, Kobe, Alvaro Fernandez, the fullback as well, is impressive. You've got Hannibal Mesbury, Shulatiri, you've got Elanga. We've got so many good players in the youth academy, and I think Charlie McNeil and Garnacho are probably the 2 most exciting. You could even argue Joe Hugo is very exciting as well. Keep it real says great content. Thank you for that. Means a lot. And McNeil is the player that could potentially replace Greenwood. Definitely, I think McNeil is the most similar player we have to Greenwood in terms of football wise, not off the pitch wise, but you know. But I think, you know, McNeil did outscore Greenwood's and break Greenwood's academy record. So in that sense, yes. I haven't put Greenwood in the tier list for obvious reasons, because I don't believe he'll come back. However, his bail does expire, and we'll wait to see what happens with him soon. April 30th, the day Greenwood's bail expires, is also the day of the Youth Cup final. And I'm going to be doing a watch along to the Manchester United FA Youth Cup final. We'll be watching the likes of Garnacho, Hugo, and Charlie McNeil. So do subscribe for that if you want to, you know, it's the Youth Cup final. Haven't been in 11 years. So do subscribe if you're interested in watching the Youth Cup final with me. Dylan Levitt, I think, will go out on loan. I'm a big fan of Dylan Levitt. I remember when we played that game in Azerbaijan or Kazakhstan or somewhere. I think it was Astana. I believe it was Kazakhstan. And we played all the youth players. Not Charlie McNeil. Dylan Levitt was that player that stood out to me. He's gone out on a couple of loans. He's been decent on loan, nothing special. I still think there's a player in Dylan Levitt, and I would give him another loan, see what happens. I think Lindelof is in the plans for now. I think it's safe to say Lindelof is in the plans for now. I think Varane and Lindelof are best at that pairing. I like Bailly. I think Bailly on his day is better than Lindelof, but Lindelof's way more reliable. I think Lindelof's very technically gifted. And I think, you know, Tennogg's probably preferred pairing would be Lindelof and Varane. Is Lindelof good enough long term? We'll have to wait and see. But I think Lindelof will stick around for a season or two. He could be a bench player, he can be a regular starter. Bish, bash, bosh. ERIK Bailly will either go or he'll just be in the plans for now. The thing about ERIK Bailly is he does suit Tennogg style of play. ERIK Bailly really does suit Tennogg style of play. He's just so unreliable. He's so rash. I think that he would prefer Bailly to Maguire. I think Bailly will be gone long term, but I think Bailly could be in the plans for now, because I think, again, you know, as I think it was James Docker said, United will be going for an attacker and 2 midfielders. So if we don't sign a centre back, we've got to keep ERIK Bailly around. You could bring Tuanzebe back, but he hasn't been very impressive on loan. Phil Jones is gone this summer. Harry Maguire will be gone long term. You know, Harry Maguire is nearly 30 now. I'm going to Google Maguire's age. Harry Maguire is 29 years of age. Not long left in Harry Maguire anyway. He's slow. He doesn't suit Ten Hag's style of play. Because Harry Maguire's captain, because he's 80 million, I'd be very surprised if he was sold this summer. I don't think Harry Maguire will be sold this summer. I think Ten Hag's first few games will probably end up starting Maguire because he's told to start Maguire. And as he learns the squad, I think you'd see Maguire phased out for a Varane Lindelof partnership. I think long-term Maguire will be gone. Plus, he is 29. Tell us, Luke Shaw, I think, will be a starter. Okay? Ten Hag, and this has come from Romano, is that United are interested in giving Luke Shaw a new contract. Ten Hag would obviously have approved that. We know that Romano said that Ten Hag approved of Bruno Fernandes. I think that Ten Hag's admirer of Luke Shaw. I think that Luke Shaw, what he did in the Euros was incredible. I think that Luke Shaw on his day is a good left back, and you know, people will get angry about it. I think Luke Shaw will be in the plans. He might get kicked out if he's not enough, if he can't find that form. But if Luke Shaw finds his Euros form or his form from last season, Luke Shaw's good going forward. I think he will be in the plans, and all of that. Yeah, Steve said it was Astana, Kazakhstan that we played. Yeah. The FA Youth Cup final, I'm really excited for the FA Youth Cup final. And Maguire needs to go immediately, says Emmanuel. Get Luke Shaw out. I think Luke Shaw will be involved. I might put Luke Shaw, like Fred, in plans for now, where if he's not good enough, he'll be gone. But I think he will be in the plans. I don't think we're getting a left back in the summer. In fact, I know we're not getting a left back in the summer. I think Tellers will be gone long term. I don't think Tellers is good enough. And the last player on this list, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Well, I could see Wan-Bissaka going in the summer. Wan-Bissaka does not suit Erik ten Hag's style of play in the slightest. Wan-Bissaka has not been good enough. The problem with Wan-Bissaka is Erik ten Hag might want to get rid of Wan-Bissaka in the summer, but Erik ten Hag could likely struggle to get rid of Wan-Bissaka in the summer because of, you know, Wan-Bissaka's wages, because of Wan-Bissaka's price tag. That I think, you know, United would like to get rid of Wan-Bissaka in the summer, but I can't guarantee that we will get rid of Wan-Bissaka in the summer because, again, his price tag, his wages, it's absolutely ridiculous stuff. Diego said he thinks Luke Shaw's a good player. I still think Luke Shaw's a good player. People call me deluded for that. People saying, how do you think Luke Shaw's a good player? I still really do highly rate Luke Shaw. I do generally believe there's a good player in Luke Shaw, if I'm being honest with you. I think that Tellez is a decent player, but I don't think he's proved that he is good enough and all of that. And yeah, Guys, smash that like button if you have not already. It'd be really appreciated if you do hit that like button. We're going for 300 likes before the end of the live stream. How many likes are we on? 277 likes. 23 likes needed for 300 likes. So please do go and hit that like button. It will be really appreciated. And of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new. If you do want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates, and more, feel free to subscribe. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a Manchester United versus Everton match preview tomorrow night, talking about the squad news. There's reports that Ronaldo could be out for Everton. We will talk about that in tomorrow night's live stream. And then obviously Saturday, a Manchester United versus Everton watch along will be live on the channel at 12 UK time on Saturday, followed by a match reaction to United Everton. Sunday will be transfer news. Tennogg will be watching the Manchester United game on Saturday. Tennogg won't be at Old Trafford, obviously, but because Ajax's game is at like 7:30 and Man United's game is at like 12:30, Tennogg will be watching the Man United game on the TV. And I'm sure that Tennogg will give his press reaction on the Saturday night after his Ajax game. Will give maybe some thoughts on the United game that we could potentially talk about in Sunday's live stream and all of that. Guys. What players would you keep at United? Because I think under Ralf Rangnick, the players that have been good is Diego Dalot, David De Gea, Fred, Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo and Bruno. For me, the only 7 players right now that I'm quite happy with at United is Fred, Sancho, Ronaldo, Bruno, Varane. De Gea at the moment, yeah. Again, I think Fred's been okay. Luke Shaw, I don't have a problem with. Obviously, Ronaldo. But let me know who you guys think have been good under ERIK Ten Hag. 277 likes, yes, going for 300 likes. Leicester drawing with PSV right now. Lyon scored versus West Ham and Barca scored a 1-1 in both Europa League games. I think this is one of the most exciting seasons for the Europa League. I don't want United to be in the Europa League. Do not mistake me from that. But I really do like the Europa League. I'm not going to lie. I do enjoy watching it. I'm not watching it right now because I'm live, but I think this is one of the most exciting Europa League seasons. And also, apparently, Steve McClaren is talking about joining Manchester United, and Mike Phelan is set to go. There's reports coming out that Phelan will leave Manchester United with McClaren coming in. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on that are, but that is obviously the reports coming out at Manchester United as well. Look, I'm not that bothered with our assistant coaches, I'm going to be honest. I don't want it to be an ex-player. I want our assistant coach to be someone that Ten Hag chooses. My thoughts on the Ten Hag situation, my thoughts on what I want to happen under ERIK Ten Hag is basically, I think back Ten Hag, give him 5 years, give him backing, let him implement his play style. I don't think it's going to be brilliant from the get-go with ERIK Ten Hag, but I'm a big admirer of ERIK Ten Hag, and I really hope that United back him. Ten Hag, top 10 manager in the world, do you agree? I agree. You know, Man City, if they're replacing Pep, I believe they go for Ten Hag. I think if Man City had to replace Pep, they go for Ten Hag or Nagelsmann or what's Flick. I think Man City would go for Ten Hag, Nagelsmann, or Flick if they had to replace Pep. And I think the same with Liverpool and Klopp. I think that Ten Hag is what all the top teams were looking at. In fact, Dortmund, who are very, very good at recruitment and very, very good at getting managers in, you know, Tuchel and Klopp were previously at Dortmund. You know, Dortmund know who to bring in and all of that, don't they? They always know that the best managers to bring in, like, you know, Klopp and Tuchel. You know, the fact that Dortmund wanted Ten Hag speaks a lot. You know, this is the thing. No one wanted Poch. No top team was interested in Poch. Dortmund are interested in Ten Hag. So I think Ten Hag is an absolutely brilliant Jill. Hi, new to the channel. Great to be here. Thank you very much for the live chat. Really do appreciate the new people coming in. Donny will be back next season, which will be absolutely brilliant. Also, apparently Fernandes is going to be defensive coach for United next season. I really hope that's a troll. I really, really hope that's a troll, because I know there was a fake news story from Stretty News about Rio Ferdinand, but yeah. And Man City would go for Enrique if they wanted a replacement. Yeah, maybe, because he's Spanish and all of that. And surely Ten Hag can't get rid of De Gea after the season. I don't think, no, De Gea won't go this season. I'd be very shocked if he did. I just think because United have got 10 bigger problems than goalkeeper. I like De Gea. I think he's been brilliant this season. I don't think he suits Ten Hag's style of football. I think long term he'll be gone under Ten Hag, but because we've got so many big problems, he'll be there. Mile with a good comment here saying that Liverpool scouts are outstanding. Really jealous of them because of Van Dijk, Mane, Salah. Liverpool scouts are amazing, and I want Manchester United to essentially copy what Liverpool have done. Liverpool don't have the best owners. Liverpool have got jammy American owners, but Liverpool are doing very, very well at the moment. You know, you think Salah and Mane are going, oh, Diaz and Jota are shining. I want United to essentially copy what Liverpool has done. I'm very, very jealous of Liverpool. And yeah, I think, you know, we need to do with Ten Hag what Liverpool did with Klopp. The first 2 seasons might not be brilliant, because he's got to implement his play style, but you've got to let him implement his play style, give him like 3-4 years, but actually not just give him 3-4 years, but back him. If Ten Hag wants to sell Maguire, you let Ten Hag sell Maguire. If we're only going to get 20 million for Maguire, even if it's not the best commercially, let Tennogg do footballing business. You know, United are so obsessed with signing big names that they're going to sell shirts. Tennogg doesn't do that. We're not into that. Let Tennogg buy and sell what he wants. Back him, give him time, and I think that's what we need. Did you see someone on TikTok recorded Mason Greenwood? I did not. I'm not really interested in Mason Greenwood stuff as of now. I think I did a video last week addressing rumours that Mason Greenwood was coming back to United. He's not. Nothing's changed. If something does change in the Mason Greenwood case, I'll be live to inform you guys on that. I think I'll probably do a video. I think it'll be more appropriate because of the situation and all of that. And I just want to see Tennogg stop the social media FC mindset. Yeah, I exactly agree with that. I exactly agree with that. And yeah, it's not their scale. It's about Klopp. I think Klopp has a good part to play, but I think Liverpool's development and structure has really improved recently in years. But look, guys, I'm going to wrap up today's live stream here. So please do smash a like on the video if you have not already. Of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you're new. Share the video. It would be really, really appreciated. Live stream. Did we hit the 300 like target is the question. We're on 303 likes, so we hit the 300 like target. We're also, believe it or not, 21 subscribers away from 31.6k. So please do subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. I will be live tomorrow night for a Manchester United versus Everton match preview. So if you want to tune into that show, do subscribe with post notifications on. I do apologize if I didn't read out your live chat. I do apologize if I didn't address your live chat, as I said earlier. But again, I will be live tomorrow. So any questions you have for me that I didn't answer in today's live stream, if you subscribe with the post notification bell, I'll try and respond in tomorrow's live stream. And again, I will be live on Saturday for the Manchester United versus Everton watch along. So please do subscribe for that. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everybody for coming in the chat. Really good chat here. See you later. Bye. See.